Hello, I'm Karen Seitz, the happiness expert, and welcome to the Happy Wife School. Today, I want to talk about a recent news story between actor Jonah Hill and pro surfer Sarah Brady. Recently, Sarah Brady posted some private texts between her and Jonah Hill on her Instagram account, accusing Jonah Hill of being misogynistic, emotionally abusive, and manipulating and gaslighting her in their previous relationship. She used this as an opportunity to warn young women, if you are ever in a relationship and a man speaks to you in this way, you need to create an exit plan. I want to talk about this story as an opportunity for us as women to take a deeper look at some of our own behaviors that we haven't wanted to look at, haven't maybe known to look at, and certainly don't want to take accountability for, so that we're empowered to change and evolve as women. I found a clip online of a woman explaining the story from Sarah Brady's perspective. Let's take a look together.
Healthy boundaries, this is where you should draw the line. You must have heard of these phrases, maybe at a therapy session. If you have had bad partners who have played mind games, tried to manipulate you, gaslight, you know what I'm talking about. What if they used exactly this language, this terminology, as a weapon against you is the question. This nightmare came true for Sarah Brady, who is actor Jonah Hill's ex. Over the weekend, Sarah Brady shared some screenshots of texts from Jonah Hill. Have a look. Hill sent out a list to Brady, policing her behavior. It was a list.
All right, let's stop it there and talk a little bit about it. So she's saying that Jonah Hill was policing Sarah Brady's behavior. I want to look at a different side of it. So I'm going to read Jonah Hill's text. He says to Sarah Brady, plain and simple, if you need surfing with men, boundaryless and appropriate friendships with men, to model, to post pictures of yourself in a bathing suit, to post sexual pictures, to have friendships with women who are in unstable places and from your wild recent past, beyond getting a lunch or coffee or something respectful, I'm not the right partner for you. If these things bring you to a place of happiness, I support it, and there will be no hard feelings. These are my boundaries for a romantic partnership. My boundaries with you based on the ways these actions have hurt our trust. To me, this is not policing anyone's behavior. This is Jonah Hill stating his standards for a romantic, committed relationship. I want to answer the question in the title of this video. Emotional abuse? Yes, but not on Jonah Hill's part, on Sarah Brady's part. For one, posting private texts on the internet, and two, abusing and gaslighting Jonah Hill by making him wrong and bad for his own reasonable request and boundaries in a committed relationship. This is another example of women in the spotlight, like Sarah Brady, like Amber Heard, taking advantage of the Me Too movement and the acceptance of misandry, the contempt and hate for men in our current modern day feminist culture. Simply because as women, we don't want to take accountability or responsibility for our own behaviors and actions and change. I understand, because I used to be one of these women. I used to be a feminist, and I have destroyed men for making reasonable requests in a relationship simply because I don't want to take accountability and I don't want to change. And that ended me up nowhere and not in a good, healthy relationship with a man. So this is what I want us to understand as women. There are responsibilities that come with being in a committed relationship. We should all want a good man like Jonah Hill to stand up to us and state their standards and boundaries in a relationship so that we can be pushed in a healthy, constructive way to change and take more accountability for our behavior so that we can grow and evolve into the best version of ourselves. I want to make it clear that there's nothing wrong with these behaviors on Sarah Brady's part. However, if we continue these kind of behaviors as women, we can't expect to be in a healthy relationship with a good man. Again, there's responsibilities that come with a relationship, and appropriate behaviors of being a woman in a committed relationship come with that. Let's continue to watch this clip.
Of things that were deal breakers for him. And this, by the way, included surfing with men. Do remember that Brady is a professional surf instructor. And then
I want to make a comment on that really quick. I'm going to go as far to assume that Jonah Hill is talking about going surfing independently on Sarah Brady's own personal time with men, not in her role as a surf instructor. All right.
there was what he called boundaryless, inappropriate friendships with men. Modeling, posting pictures in bathing suits or other explicit pictures. Friendship with quote-unquote unstable women from Brady's wild recent past, quote-unquote. These were his demands, which he boldly claimed as his boundaries. But is this the right term for this behavior? Can you call your discomfort with a woman's independence your boundaries? And thus trying to control someone pass off as boundaries? What is...
Okay. As women, we know exactly why we dress provocatively, wear skimpy bathing suits, wear clothing that shows off our bodies. It's not to express our independence. And I know firsthand because I used to be a woman who was promiscuous, who dressed inappropriately, who posted pictures showing off my body. And I'll tell you exactly why I did it, and why we all know as women why we do it. It's to get attention from men. That's why it's completely reasonable that Jonah Hill requests that of someone that he's in a committed relationship with, because it's not leading anywhere good. We can't be entitled to think that we can walk out of our house or post things on social media wearing next to nothing and not get unwanted attention from men. For me, dressing inappropriately, posting pictures that are suggestive on social media was actually an expression of me not feeling good about myself, not respecting myself, and not valuing myself. A good man wants a woman with a strong sense of independence, but who acts appropriately and with integrity and character of what's appropriate behavior in a committed relationship. It's just called being a grown-up adult, having some self-respect, and having high emotional intelligence. Again, there's nothing wrong with this behavior, but ladies, we can't continue this kind of behavior and expect to have a healthy relationship with a good man. What I want us to look at, and what this story brought up for me that I want to share with you, is that this is a matter of character and integrity. I learned for myself in my marriage that integrity and character has to be important to me if I want a healthy relationship with myself and I want a healthy relationship with my husband. When I used to dress inappropriately or vie for attention from men with how I dressed and how I behaved, there was no integrity in myself and no integrity in my marriage, because those behaviors lead us to potentially give in to our human temptation and go outside of the relationship. So I define character and integrity as who we are when nobody is looking. And we don't do it for our husbands or for our partner or for other people. It's for ourselves, to make ourselves feel valued, respected, and good about ourselves. It's holding myself to a high standard of who I want to be and who I want to be perceived as. So I use a tool in my marriage that I want to share with you today so that you can bring it into your marriage or relationship. I like to imagine that when I'm not with my husband and there might be other men around, say I'm at the grocery store or at the pool or with girlfriends at the hot springs. I live in Colorado and we've got great hot springs here. Is that I imagine, what if my husband could see me right now? He could read my thoughts and see my actions and behaviors. And I ask myself, would my behavior or my thoughts give my husband any reason to doubt my commitment to him and our relationship, to cause him to feel disrespected in the relationship, or like he has a reason to doubt me and to not trust me? And I don't do that for my husband. I do it out of respect for myself, and my husband gets the benefit. It makes me feel good about who I am because I know I'm taking accountability for myself and my behavior and holding myself to a standard that's important to me And it's what I would hope my husband does when I'm not with him and he might be around other women. I wanted to share that with you today because character and integrity are a huge part of being happy in ourselves, feeling good about who we are and having a healthy relationship with ourselves. And it's a huge part of having a healthy, happy marriage and relationship with our husbands. I thought this story gave a wonderful opportunity to talk about that. So please let me know in the comments what you got out of this video, what your perspective is on the Jonah Hill and Sarah Brady relationship and the text being released. Remember to hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so that you're notified when I put new content out. And I look forward to seeing you very soon.